What's going on, guys? Bob Roche from RocheTechnology.com here with my full review for you of SlipStopper for iPhone 4 and 4S. This was sponsored by SlipStopper.com, so be sure to check the link out down there in the description. Actually, a very cool Kickstarter project, and that's actually the first Kickstarter project I've ever had my hands-on experience with. And basically what SlipStopper is well, basically it's sort of a mix between a skin and a case. So as you can see here, it does cover the phone much like a skin, but it kind of actually feels more like a case and kind of protects like a case as well. It's not really just for looks. As you can tell from here, you can't really tell it's on there. So in my typical review fashion, I've constructed a pros and a cons list for this guy. So let's go ahead and get started with the pros. The first pro I have for this SlipStopper is that it's a very simplistic design. As you could tell from afar, you really can't even tell this is actually even applied, that it even has a skin on it. And I like that very much because, well, I like the iPhone's design. I like the color of it, I like the overall design of it, and I love simplistic designs. And a lot of skins, they're for looks. I mean, they'll come with like a random like blue skin, or it'll have some kind of crazy logo on it. And personally, I think it just ruins the overall design of the phone. Apple wants it to be a very simple phone, and I really like the simplistic design. So I don't like skins or cases that kind of cover that up. And this, you can barely tell it's on there, and I like that a lot. And with that simplistic design, it also feels great in the hands. Now I'll go ahead and I'll put this on its side, kind of like this. And as you can really see, it adds barely any thickness to the phone at all. Maybe just a little bit there. And of course a little bit on the back, but really not much thickness at all. And it does help protect the phone against scratches and various little incidents like that. So holding it just like this in your hand, you can tell that it is on there, especially like if your finger kind of goes over the Apple logo. There is sort of an indent because this is a cutout for the Apple logo. It's just, Apple logo is not part of the case. The case, or really the skin, really the SlipStopper, has a cutout there. So it is sort of indented. As you can see, it kind of goes down. And that's not a bad thing. I love the way it feels in your hands. I love the way it looks. It just kind of looks a little bit different. I've never seen a cutout kind of like quite like that before. So as you can see, the cutout up here actually lines up perfectly. Another very cool thing about the SlipStopper is that this can be removed and reapplied. So very much like a skin. So we grab it here by a corner. I'll go ahead and try to get a little better angle of this right there. So what we're going to do is we're simply going to pull and peel like that, and I'm not going to take it all the way off, but you can actually, the SlipStoppers, if you saw my unboxing, come on like a little sheet. So if you wanted to take these off, you can take them off, stick them back on that sheet, tuck them away for a rainy day, and then say in a couple days, couple weeks, you want to reapply them. You can do that. They will stick, which is very nice because a lot of skins don't have that, where, I mean, if you get sick of it and you unpeel it, that's it. You know, you kind of just have to throw it out because it won't stick anymore. That's not the case with SlipStopper. Now, as the name suggests for this case, this thing really does help it stop slipping. On surfaces kind of like this desk, sort of like, you know, a finished wood, the change is actually pretty noticeable. So as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and put my finger down and try to move it. As you can see, it does kind of resist there. Now, a surface that I noticed that this really works on is a glass surface. If you put it, say for example, on a table that has, you know, a little coating of glass on top of it, if you put this on there and try to move it, you literally need like 2 hands to be able to move that thing out of the way. By the way, shout out to you on Twitter for following me, ForteH. But as I was saying, like I said, on a glass surface, you really do need basically 2 hands to be able to move this thing at all. And also, it kind of works like a sticker on a glass surface as well. You need to kind of like really force it up. So on a glass surface, it might actually be too resistant because you kind of need some Hulk hands to get this thing moving. But say for example, if you're in the car and you have your phone on the passenger seat with just a plastic back, this will just slide around, and if you take a turn, there goes your phone on the floor. Whereas this case, I found that when it's sitting on the car seat, it really doesn't move at all. So depending on the type of surface this is on, and your hands included, it does help to keep the phone in your hand, or, you know, steady wherever it is. But on some surfaces like this, like just sort of a finished wood, it does help resist, as you can kind of see right there, but not as much as glass. Something else I really like about this case, and to keep in mind, if you're a person that has, you know, the iPhone dock like this, you'll know that Apple makes their accessories to fit perfectly on their devices without a case. So if you have any kind of a case on here, then it really will not fit in this dock. I'm very pleased to say that with the SlipStopper on, this thing will fit in the dock, and it doesn't do any harm to the skin at all. I've actually used this quite a bit, and wow, more Twitter, look at that. I've actually used this quite a bit, and it has not messed with the skin at all. It hasn't really pushed it up. So I do have to say that's a very big pro for people like me that have the dock connector, is that you can use it without having to take your skin off. Now with every product, no matter what it is, there's bound to be some cons, and this is no exception. The first con I have is that this does not protect the sides. And let's face it, if you're going to drop your phone, it's probably not going to land just like this or just like this. There's a very good chance that it's going to land something like this on its side on a corner, and if that's the case and you drop it on some cement, these really will not do too much for you because the side will still hit the cement and get dented and scratched and whatever have you. So in that aspect, it's definitely more like a skin and does not offer that much protection on the sides. And the other con I have is that it just doesn't protect the screen, but really this is Gorilla Glass. The only thing I could really worry about is completely just spidering the screen, and I mean, if you drop it, I mean, I really don't think a screen protector is going to help you much there anyway. And I mean, even as the iPhone screen is, I mean, it's really not a very scratchy screen, if you want to call it scratchy. It does not scratch easily. So I honestly don't think that it needs to protect the screen. So, but I did feel that I should mention it as a con because a lot of skins or cases come with a little screen protector, but really I don't think it's needed. But besides those two cons of not protecting the screen and not protecting the sides, I do have to say this is a very interesting product. I just simply like how simplistic it is. I like the way it makes the phone feel in my hands, and I like the fact that it really does not hide the Apple design at all. Everything from the very thin form factor to the overall look of the phone to the Apple logo on the back, it is all there, even though the phone does now have some more protection to it. So that's pretty much what I have to say about the SlipStopper. Thank you very much to SlipStopper.com for sponsoring this for review. And as an added bonus for you guys, if you want to go ahead and pick one of these up, it is $20. But I do have a discount code for 10% off your order. Just enter the code CPUKid00 on checkout and go to their website, check out, enter that code, and you will instantly receive 10% off. Very cool. Thank you to SlipStopper for providing that for you guys. Tell me what you guys think about SlipStopper. I'm at CPUKid on Twitter. Also be sure to check out RocheTechnology.com and at RocheTechnology on Twitter. Of course, SlipStopper.com, and I hope to see you guys back here soon.